Hello and welcome to this answer explanation video. In this video I'm going to cover the multiples worksheet. I'll go through all the answers to all the questions and I'll hopefully go over some of the things that you found a little bit tricky. Question 1. Match the number to its multiple. On your sheet you've got a list of numbers and a list of multiples, and what we need to do here is work out which times table each of these multiples belong to and match it over here. So let's take the number 27. Is 27 in the 6 times table, the 8 times table, or the 9 times table? It's in the 9 times table. So this number, 27, matches with 9. The next one then, 36, does it go to the 6 times table or the 8 times table? Well, 36 is a multiple of 6. And finally, 32 is a multiple of 8. So we should have 6 and 36, 8 and 32, and 9 and 27 matched together. Question 2 says, true or false, 81 is a multiple of 8. Prove it. So our job is to find out whether 81 is a multiple of 8 and give evidence. Show why it is or why it isn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down all the multiples of 8. So start at 8. The next one is 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. All I'm doing is writing out my 8 times tables. After 48 we have 56, 64, 72, 80, 88, and then 96. So if we look at our multiples of 8, when we get up to the 80s, we've got 10 times 8, which is 80, and then 11 times 8, which is 88. Nowhere in the multiples of 8 do we get 81. So this statement is false. Question 3. Complete the sequence of multiples below. So here we've got a sequence of numbers. 42, something, 56, 63. If you can't see straight away, you might need to think, what numbers do I have? How can I work out what the pattern is? Because in a sequence there's usually a pattern, isn't there? There has to be, otherwise it wouldn't really be a sequence. It would just be a list. So to be a sequence we need to work out what the pattern is. So we've not got enough information here to work it out, but we have got some information here. So if we take 56 and count on till we get to 63, we know that the difference between those two numbers is 7. So thinking about it, the number 42, that's a multiple of 7, 56 is a multiple of 7, and 63 is also a multiple of 7. So we can deduce here that the sequence must be the 7 times tables, the multiples of 7. So 42 is 6 times 7, so the next one after that is 49. If you don't know that, just add 7 to 42. Then here we can add 7 to 63, which would be 70. Then the next one would be 77. And the final one after that is 77. Add 7 would give us 84. It's good if you're not confident with your times tables to use your knowledge of repeated addition, because times tables is just repeated addition. So there, I was using a mixture of my knowledge of my 7 times tables and showing that I could add 7 to each of the numbers to get to the next multiple of 7. Question 4. Fill in the table below with 2 possible multiples for each number. So it's asking for the multiples of 7. So the multiples of 7, we could have 7, we could have 14, we could have 28, we could have 35, We could have 42, we could have 70, we could have 77, we could have 84. Any of the numbers in the 7 times table will go in there. You only need to choose 2. Same idea for the number 9. We need to think of the multiples of 9. So the 9 times tables, we could have 9. We could have 18, 27, 36. We could have 90. You could have 99. You could have 108 if you wanted to as well. It doesn't matter as long as they are numbers within the 9 times table. For the multiples of 12, you could have 12 itself, 24, 36, 48. You could have 144. You could have 96. Again, the choice is yours as long as you choose 2 numbers from the 12 times table. And finally, multiples of 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. You could have 60, 66, 72. Again, it's entirely up to you, as long as your 2 numbers are multiples of that number in the left-hand column. Question 5 says, Alex is thinking of a number. My number is a multiple of 11 and 2. It is even and between 20 and 50. What could his number be? Find all of the possible answers. So we need to pick out the key information that Alex has said. His number is a multiple of both 11 and of 2. And it's a number that is even, so it must end in a 2, a 4, a 6 or an 8 or a 0, but it's between 20 and 50. So it lands somewhere between 20 and 50. So my first instinct is to go 11 times 2, because the number that is in both the 11 times table and the 2 times table we're going to find by multiplying those 2 together. 11 times 2 is 22. That is both an even number, like Alex said, and is in between 20 and 50. So Alex could be thinking of the number 22. However, Alex could also be thinking of another number, because another number that is both in the 11 times table and the 2 times table is 44. I know it's in the 11 times table because 11 times 4 equals 44. But I also know that 22 times 2 is 44. 44 is also an even number because it ends in a 4 and it lies between 20 and 50. So Alex could also be thinking of the number 44. Question 6 says, below is a section of 100 square. Why are some of the numbers shaded? Why do some of the numbers have circles around them? So the first numbers we need to look at then are the shaded ones. So the shaded numbers are 64 and 72. The circle numbers are 72 and 84. So let's think about the shaded numbers first of all. Why are they both shaded? Well, what do we know about the numbers 64 and 72? 64 is actually a multiple of 8. 8 times 8 makes 64, so 64 is a multiple of 8. 72 then is also a multiple of 8 because 8 times 9 makes 72. So the shaded numbers are both multiples of 8. The circled numbers then, 72 and 84, what do they have in common? Well, 72 12 times 6. So 72 is a multiple of 12. 72 is also a multiple of 6 because 6 times 12 makes 72 as well. So it's a multiple of 12 and 6. And the number 84 is exactly the same. It's a multiple of 12 because 12 times 7 is 84. But also 84 is a multiple of 6 because 6 times 14 makes 84. So 72 and 84 are multiples of 12 and 6. The final question says, which is the odd one out? Explain how you know. Now there are a couple of options you can actually have for this question. Which one is the odd one out? They're all even, so they're all definitely part of the 2 times table. So they're all multiples of 2. However, you could say that 40 is the odd one out because it is the only one that is a multiple of 10. You could say that 58 is the odd one out because it is not a multiple of 4. Whereas the rest of them are. If you divide that by 4, you get 3. That's divided by 4, you get 10, and so on and so on. So there are a couple of different answers you could have for that, and both of them are acceptable, as long as you understand why and you can explain your reasoning. That was an answer explanation video from Classroom Secrets on multiples. If you would like to watch the video tutorial that accompanies this step, please visit kids.classroomsecrets.co.uk, and if you would like any more resources on multiples, please visit our other website, classroomsecrets.co.uk. Thank you so much for watching.